Of Dalton have heard about the political controversies here, but it's the voters who get to decide whether their mayor gets a second term. Mayor Tiffany Henyard rolled up to the Lester Long Fieldhouse with the car stereo turned up, playing her campaign song, Feed the People, which she shared on her social media. She says it symbolizes the good things she has done for the village of Dalton.
I think people should do their research before they judge. I've always given back to my community. I always done what's right for my community. And I think today the people will stand with their mayor.
The people of Dalton have spoken loud and clear, and it's safe to say Tiffany Henyard didn't like what she found out. The once powerful mayor of Dalton, Illinois, suffered a devastating defeat in the election, marking a dramatic downfall for a leader who once held unchecked power. Here's why this matters and why it's making national headlines. Henyard, a controversial figure, was initially celebrated as the town's first black female mayor. She gained strong support by selling a dream to the people, only to deliver a nightmare. This is a prime example of how power, when placed in the wrong hands, can devastate not just a city but an entire community. Holding dual roles as both mayor of Dalton and superintendent of Thornton Township, Henyard was raking in nearly $400,000 annually. However, instead of serving the public, she allegedly used taxpayer money for lavish personal expenses, luxury trips to Las Vegas, high-end SUVs, and reckless spending on the city's credit card. When questioned by trustees, her responses were nothing short of chaotic. The numbers from the election tell the story. Henyard received just 536 votes, while her opponent secured a staggering 88% of the town's support. If that's not a clear message, what is? Stay tuned, because the next clip will reveal just how deep this controversy goes.
Y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of y'allself.
If you're enjoying the content, do me a favor. Hit that like button. I'll never ask for a Cash App or a super chat, but hitting like is the best currency you can offer. It helps spread this video to more people. And if you aren't already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button for Real Politics Podcast, where we break down real political issues. Don't forget to turn on notifications, hit the bell, and select all, not personalized, so you don't miss an update. Now, let's get into this. Tiffany Henyard claimed she was being attacked unfairly, insisting people should be ashamed for criticizing a black woman in power. But what was really happening? All they wanted was accountability, just a simple explanation of where the taxpayer money was going. Things have gotten so bad for Henyard that the FBI had to step in. And here's where it gets crazy. Lori Lightfoot, the former mayor of Chicago, was put in charge of investigating Henyard. Now, Lightfoot wasn't exactly known for being an outstanding leader. Her tenure was disastrous. But the fact that even she publicly exposed Henyard's corruption tells you everything you need to know. Normally, Democrats cover for each other. They protect their own, no matter how corrupt. But Henyard must have angered the wrong people because they actually went after her. If you want proof of how deep the corruption runs, just look at Chicago's current mayor, Brandon Johnson. He's taken things to an entirely new level, pushing policies that favor illegal immigrants, emptying jails, and justifying crime as if criminals were innocent victims. Lori Lightfoot's investigation into Tiffany Henyard should have been a cover-up, but for some reason this time the truth came out. That means Henyard didn't play by the Democrat rulebook. She didn't pay off the right people, and now her downfall is in full motion. Stay tuned, because the next part of this investigation is even more shocking.
The residents of Dalton have suffered needlessly because of the financial mismanagement under this current mayor.
The Dalton Village Board of Trustees hired Lightfoot last spring after a series of WGN Investigates reports detailing Mayor Tiffany Henyard's first-class travel, questionable charity, and self-promotion. Lightfoot laying out a pattern of unchecked spending.
There is not a system for ensuring that there are receipts for the various credit card purchases. And what this means, unfortunately, is that the Board of Trustees in many instances was not able to even track or see credit card purchases that were being done over the last few years.
For example, $48,000 spent on building an ice rink charged to village credit cards with no board approval and no competitive bidding process. Spending peaked in 2023 when more than $775,000 was spent on credit cards, more than $200,000 of that on Amazon, and more than $117,000 on travel, including those 2 so-called business trips to Las Vegas. Lightfoot also highlighted a broken FOIA system with no one on staff to properly manage public information requests and no staff accountant in the village to oversee.
So, as you can see, the FBI is now involved, but it doesn't stop there. Tiffany Henyard's narcissism knows no bounds. She actually decided to create her own rap song. That's right. I won't play the whole thing, but you need to hear a piece of Super Mayor, her latest track, which she released for the people of Dalton. What's truly shocking is that she's blatantly mocking them. In the song, she brags, "From Vegas to Chicago, I'm rolling around in Tahoes." Now, here's the kicker. That exact Tahoe she's rapping about, she bought it with taxpayer money. The trustees were furious because she spent nearly $100,000 on it without any approval. Not only was it a terrible deal, but she also had the audacity to flaunt it in a rap song. As if that wasn't enough, do you remember the chaos just weeks before the election? There was a full-blown brawl at one of the town hall meetings. It all started when a man in the crowd called Tiffany Henyard a disrespectful name. Now I get it. Her boyfriend stepped in to defend her, which is understandable. But instead of de-escalating, the mayor herself jumped into the fight, throwing punches like she was in a street brawl.